Right now at 10, setting new records. As COVID-19 cases continue to rise, local health officials are sharing concerns if local area hospitals can keep up. Plus, we are taking a deeper look into the Minnesota Supreme Court justice race. But first, absentee ballot changes when your ballot needs to arrive to count on Election Day.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Natalie Grant. Tony and Kristen are on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. St. Louis County set a new record for COVID-19 confirmed cases today, and health officials are now worried that these cases could soon overwhelm our hospital care facilities. CBS3's Emma Quinn heard from hospital and health officials and brings us their message for the community.
We set a new record today in St. Louis County for our single largest increase in cases, unfortunately.
COVID-19 cases are rising in St. Louis County. Thursday, the county reported 115 new positive cases with 3 new deaths.
We currently have 21 people hospitalized, and 8 of those individuals are in the ICU.
St. Louis County Health Director Amy Westbrook says most of the new cases are coming from community spread, something she says is concerning.
It's our small social gatherings where we're seeing a lot of our transmission happen.
Now, with colder weather and holidays approaching, hospital and health officials are pleading with the public to follow safety guidelines. Hospital officials are also seeing a spike in hospitalizations, but not from COVID-19.
We have been running very high census now for about 2 months straight. Most of the patients that are admitted in the hospital are not COVID, and we do believe that delayed care has contributed significantly.
Patients are delaying care for preventative treatment since the start of the pandemic, with many getting sick and ending up in the emergency room. And health officials are concerned about an overflow of patients being hospitalized.
We really need to use the tools that we have available to us. That's how we decrease this steadily increasing community spread. And that's how we're going to avoid overwhelming the hospital systems.
Now, both hospitals have plans in place if there was an overflow of hospitalizations. Now, that includes moving patients to different hospital facilities. Essential Health is working on creating a wing specifically for COVID-19 patients to help them isolate. Meanwhile, Minnesota is reporting the highest number of COVID-19 cases in a single day since the pandemic began. The state has nearly reported 2,900 new cases and 32 deaths just today. Now, the state's total now stands at more than 142,000 cases and more than 2,400 deaths. Minnesota's latest test positivity rates is sitting at more than 7%, an increase over the past 2 weeks. Now, after a brutal start to the month, Itasca County's COVID-19 situation is continuing to improve. This morning, health leaders provided an update reporting 86 new cases in the past week. 9 more people were hospitalized. 2 are currently in the ICU. Now, earlier this month, the county's positive case rate per 10,000 residents was in the 50s, but now that number has dropped to 37. As Itasca County continues the long road to better rates, leaders are asking everyone to stay vigilant and stay positive. With Halloween on Saturday, experts are asking everyone to follow COVID-19 protocols and consider virtual events with friends. Meanwhile, cases are continuing to surge in Wisconsin as well. Health officials reported nearly 4,900 new cases and 51 new deaths today. Both numbers are among the highest single-day totals for the Badger State. Turning things over to Dave for a first look at the weather. It was kind of a gloomy, kind of boring day out there, but not too bad.
Well, especially on the Wisconsin side of the border, Natalie. They had cloudier sky there, but it was a little bit sunnier here on the Minnesota side of life. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll equalize that to sunshine for everybody. But first, let's take a live look at what's going on in downtown Ely right now. Yesterday, they got the biggest snow of the bunch for any town in our region, and it looks like they've done a pretty good job of cleaning up since yesterday, though you'll notice some snowbanks trying to build on the sides of Sheridan Street there. You know, next week, that snow may melt off as temperatures warm up. But for the short term, we're going to hold on to a cool snap here as higher pressure from the north keeps a hold of our area. That means for Friday it'll be sunny, but cooler than normal. The normal is 45, and I think our Friday day planner indicates 35 is the best we're going to manage. But once we get towards Saturday, we could start going to the mid-40s, and 50 is not out of the question next week. That's why I think a lot of the snow we got last week will melt off. We'll give you more on that theory coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Turn over your ballot. That's the message from the candidates running for the Minnesota Supreme Court Justice on Election Day. Now, earlier today, I spoke with the people running in the only statewide judicial race. Michelle McDonald and incumbent Justice Paul Thiessen are squaring off this election, running for this year's only Supreme Court justice race. The nonpartisan contest is on the back of your ballot.
These are the things that really impact Minnesotans, and who sits behind the bench makes a big difference on that.
Justice Thiessen has a lengthy resume when it comes to Minnesota policymaking. He was appointed to the court in 2018.
Before that, I worked 25 years as a lawyer here in Minnesota, as a public defender, arguing cases before the Supreme Court. I also served in the legislature for 16 years, including 2 years as Speaker of the House.
Thiessen says that in his years of experience, they have prepared him to keep his position.
You know, one of the most important things I do in my job today is try to put myself in the shoes of the people appearing in front of me, because that's the best way to really understand their arguments.
His opponent, Michelle McDonald, has worked as an attorney in Minnesota for 33 years. 2 years ago, the State Office of Lawyers' Professional Responsibility suspended her, then put her on probation for professional misconduct. The office is considering extending that probation. Despite that, McDonald is running on a platform to reform and bring humanity to the justice system.
I will protect and defend your fundamental rights, and also eliminate the bureaucracy and make sure that the judicial branch, our judges, are accountable to the Constitution, to the rule of law.
McDonald saying that the way that our courts currently run are punitive. She wants to make them more unified.
And what I'm promoting and what can happen is a unitive system of justice, which is where people come together that are really involved in the conflict and they hear each other out.
Although competitors both are urging voters to flip over their ballot. Now, if you'd like more information on either of the Supreme Court candidates, we will have resources on our website. Minnesota's 2 senators were in Duluth today, meeting young voters and getting out the vote. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith visited UMD. Smith says that young people will likely shape the outcome of this election, concerned about issues like racial equality, economy, and health care. Now, when asked about the recent Supreme Court confirmation and the potential to expand the judiciary, Smith said she's focused on the election right now.
It's premature to talk about what we should do next, but I think that Vice President Biden has a really good idea, which is to establish a commission to look at the entire judicial system. How do we make sure that it's functioning the way that it should?
Smith says that the panel should be nonpartisan or bipartisan, made up of legal scholars and experts who can decide how to ensure the legal system is not politicized. Just 5 days from Election Day, a major ruling regarding your ballot in Minnesota. The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled tonight absentee ballots will need to be in by 8 p.m. on Election Day in order to be counted. Now, previously, a ballot postmarked by November 3rd would still be counted as long as it arrived within a week of Election Day. Democrats argue that the state needed more time to count the influx of absentee ballots from the pandemic. The court ruling says that the Secretary of State, Steve Simon's office, did not show that they were entitled to relief amid the continuing COVID-19 pandemic. Reaction from the DFL party has been swift. In a statement, Minnesotans Party Chairman Ken Martin called the ruling an attack on democracy. He said that the Republican Party is desperate to stifle the voices of Minnesotans. Martin says that anyone who is planning to vote by mail should send their ballot immediately. Meanwhile, Republicans are weighing in on the ruling as well. Representative Eric Lucero was part of the group who filed the suit. He said in statement the Secretary of State's decision earlier to count ballots arriving up to a week after Election Day would erode confidence and open the door to fraud and abuse. Now, Lucero said Simon should have sought to make the change through the legislature rather than rewrite a state statute. There is no evidence that voting by mail leads to fraud. Now let's take a look at what you need to know when you return your ballots in the tri-state area. In Minnesota, the current rule says that your mail-in ballot must be postmarked by Election Day, November 3rd. It has to arrive at your clerk's office by November 10th. That rule is currently facing a Republican challenge in court, which would overturn the 7-day county extension. Now, attorneys for the Secretary of State's office say that it's too close to change the rule. You can return your ballot in person no later than 3 p.m. on Election Day to the election office that sent your ballot. You can apply for an absentee ballot anytime except the day of the election. Now, in Wisconsin, after weeks of back and forth within the court system, all ballots will be due on November 3rd. Now, today is the deadline to request a ballot by mail. Your ballot must be received by 8 p.m. on Election Day. Democrats fought for a 6-day extension for mail-in ballots due to the pandemic-related delays. The Supreme Court ruled that the deadline will remain. And in Michigan, your mail-in ballot must be received by November 3rd as well. You may also return your ballot in person by 8 p.m. on Election Day. The deadline to request a ballot by mail is 5 p.m. tomorrow. Now, officials recommend requesting and sending your ballots as soon as possible. Of course, all 3 states will have polling places open for in-person voting on Election Day. For more information, you can head to our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, hunters are calling in a win while others say it's a disruption. We'll have the details next.
74 is today's record high. It comes from 1937. Next week, we will warm up to warmer than normal, which is 45, but I don't think we're going to get that hot. But we'll show you the ups and the downs of the forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our Black Angus boneless Baron of Beef top round roast for only $2.99 a pound. And get Smithfield pork spare ribs for just $1.99 a pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get Gala Red Delicious or Johnny Gold apples for 88 cents a pound. And 2 5 to 12 ounce packages of Dole Special Blend salads for just $5. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
So, you made it all the way up to the North Pole?
Yep, and the South. But I need good Medicare coverage so I can keep exploring.
Well, we have Medicare Advantage plans. Some starting at $0 a month.
Can I find them online?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can give us a call.
Sounds good.
Well, our stop is just up ahead.
So that was the shortest ride I think I've ever been on.
Yeah, quarantine legs. Gotta work those muscles back up.
First, the radical left came after Republicans like me.
Then the radical left came after police officers like me.
Now, they're coming after you. We live in dangerous times. That's why I'll always defend the police and your Second Amendment right to defend your family. Tina Smith has already voted against both. I'm Jason Lewis, and not only do I approve of this message, I guarantee it.
Not bad.
Let's keep practicing.
They want to ban planes and cars, even cows. And who's extreme enough to help them do it? Radical liberal Quinn Nystrom. Their plan would abolish mining, kill manufacturing, cost trillions of dollars, and destroy thousands of jobs in Minnesota. Quinn Nystrom and her extreme allies will stop at nothing to enact their radical agenda. Stop Quinn Nystrom and stop them from destroying our way of life.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
To fix the economy, we have to get control over the virus. We need increased federal support for testing, doubling the number of drive-through testing sites. It's a simple measure. Everyone needs to wear a mask in public. We need real plans, real guidelines with uniform nationwide standards. It's a simple proposition, folks. We're all in this together. We got to fight this together. We'll emerge from this stronger because we did it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Yeah, Blue Moon is coming our way. It's at 97% right now, and on Halloween itself, it should be completely full, which, of course, second time this month, makes it the rare Blue Moon. This picture comes in courtesy of John Dahlman, and we're showing this picture because it shows that despite the forecast of a mostly cloudy sky tonight, well, we're still battling to keep it on the clearer side because the moon's showing up very nicely here. If it stays clear, though, it is going to cool and will drop into the teens for a lot of towns, and closer to the lake probably have the 20s. Bottom line is one more day tomorrow will be cooler than normal. Then we get into the weekend, we start to go back towards normal, and that could help egg on our next chance for precip, although I don't think it's going to be as big a go-round as like folks in Ely had yesterday, just a smaller thing coming to our area. Coming to us right now, current conditions at the Duluth International Airport. It's 23, 68% is the relative humidity. South winds only going 3 miles per hour, and just a matter of a short time, it should become dead on calm, at least overnight. 30.18 inches of mercury, that is the barometric pressure, and that's because a higher pressure system is indeed taking us over for Friday. Though on Saturday, a low pressure will bring us our next chance for a little bit of rain shower activity. Current temps in the region include mid-20s for the Upper Peninsula and anywhere from 16 to 23 here in northwestern Wisconsin. In the middle of the pack is Superior at 18. We're looking at upper 20s, though, still down around Moose Lake, Barnum, and Willow River, dropping into the teens for some parts of the North Shore. Ely now has dipped into the single digits, so it must be clearing up there very nicely, while still a little bit cloudier towards International Falls and Orr in the upper teens, and low 20s around Hibbing to upper 20s in Grand Rapids. I do think most places in the Arrowhead of Minnesota tonight likely will have the teens. These single digits should be the exception, and then teens to lower 20s is probably most likely for the rest of the area, followed by high temps tomorrow in the mid-30s. Keep in mind 45 is the normal. Doppler map right now shows clouds trying to thicken up in our area here for that mostly cloudy part of the forecast. But in other parts of the region here, the sky is on the clearer side. So it's probably going to be a back and forth battle here tonight as far as sky coverage goes. But then the high wind's out for Friday, and it should be sunny. Should be mostly sunny. Should be a beautiful day, even if it isn't going to be that warm at all. It will get back to normal, mid-40s by Saturday as this low-pressure system and its warm front comes to our towns. 30% chance for some showers, and probably just rain showers because 45 will be warm enough to put away the snow chance. And after this low passes by Sunday, that'll be it for precip for the week ahead. It'll become sunny, and that'll help egg on a warm spell that could lead us towards 50 in just a couple of days. So let's start the process of eyeing up those days with tonight's forecast in Minnesota, which says we're looking at teens inland and maybe as warm as mid-20s by the lake. And for Wisconsin and Michigan, I think 18 to 22 roughly will be the range of low temps there. Folks in the UP may still get a couple of snow showers. For tomorrow, mostly sunny sky from the high in Wisconsin and Michigan with highs from 36 to 39, which is a little bit cooler than normal. Mostly sunny and highs from 34 to 37 or so inland for Minnesota, a hair warmer by the lake, but still cooler than normal for all zones. But come Saturday, we get back to normal, 45 with that shower chance. Sunday stumbles backwards just a little bit, briefly, before we start the warm spell. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will run from 40 to even 50 degrees, Natalie, with a clear to partly cloudy sky.
All right, thanks, Dave. The Christmas City of the North Parade will light up downtown Duluth this year, but you'll be able to watch it from the comfort of your home. For the first time in its 62-year history, the parade will only be televised. Floats will line up on Railroad Street and make their TV debut in front of the William A. Irvin. Now, high school bands and dance groups will be pre-recorded. In-person spectators will not be allowed to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Now, everyone marching in the parade will also have to wear masks and social distance. You can watch the parade at 6:30 on Friday, November 20th. It will also be live streamed on our website. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, with only 5 more days until the 2020 presidential election, both candidates are looking to get voters in Florida. We'll have the details after the break.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Dr. Brett Friday, medical oncologist at Essentia Health, explains the importance of oncology clinical trials.
One of the big reasons that patients are part of clinical trials is to learn how to treat cancer better. And I think there's an altruistic benefit. For every cancer patient who's receiving treatment, you know, they sort of reap the benefits of all the patients who were part of clinical trials in the past. We should always strive to get better. And that's what trials are. It's striving to get better. It's learning more about the cancer. And, you know, as an institution, I think Essentia's culture fits with that ideal. And I know that myself and my colleagues and everyone in the Cancer Center really feels that way.
Clinical trials through Essentia are safe thanks to multiple levels of independent review, and they afford patients anonymity.
Our rural geography in northern Minnesota is a different population than is present in Manhattan, New York City. And so if we want results from a cancer trial to really be broadly applicable to all those populations, you have to have patients participate from all of those different areas. As medical director of the research program here, that's what makes my job worthwhile. Many people, believe that being a cancer doctor is a very difficult job, and at times it really is. But there are also really gratifying things, and when we participate in trials and when we get results back from those trials that change how we treat, how we treat cancer and improve cancer treatments, that's what drives me.
Essentia's commitment to research helps deliver the best care possible to patients. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medicalinsight.
I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I pay $600 a month for 2 vials of insulin, and that's with insurance. Meanwhile, drug company profits go up and up. It's why I refuse to take their money for my campaign. But Pete Stauber has taken tens of thousands of dollars from corporate interests and voted 5 times against lowering the cost of prescription drugs. I approve this message because I know we literally can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Get your new UTV from Duluth Lawn and Sports, the region's largest power sports dealer.
You work hard for your money and deserve to see it go the extra mile. Join us Wednesday mornings and hear from local experts on tips to better manage your finances in Eye on Money on Live Local CBS3. Brought to you by MPPL Financial. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
President Trump and Joe Biden kept their eyes on the prize in Florida, leading rallies just hours apart in Tampa. At stake are Florida's 29 electoral votes out of the 270 needed to win the White House. Now, campaigning on Thursday on Florida's East and West Coasts, Democratic nominee Joe Biden kept pressing his message, criticizing President Trump's coronavirus response. Meanwhile, the president has regularly said that the nation is rounding the curve on COVID-19 despite new flare-ups across the country. Now, nationwide, President Trump and Joe Biden are fighting for the dwindling numbers of voters who haven't cast their ballot yet. So far, more than 80 million Americans have already voted across the country. Coming up next in sports, two undefeated teams going head-to-head in high school football. Kelly is in next.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Right now, millions of people and billions of devices are connected to the internet. Homes, businesses, hospitals, schools. The security and reliability of these connections are more important than ever. That's why at MediaCom, we've built a network to protect them. A network that sees threats, fixes problems before they occur, and keeps you going with 99.99% network reliability.
Because of this, we built Ford Super Duty to be the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower. Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with a terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now lease an F-150 for just $299 a month. That's just $299 a month. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
It isn't always easy living in the Northland. Up here, we have to count on our neighbors and let them know they can always count on us. I have the honor of serving our community in the state assembly. Down there, I'm fighting to make healthcare more affordable and broadband more accessible. My opponent has other ideas. He wants to help companies like Foxconn give tax cuts and bailouts to billionaires, leaving us behind. I'm Beth Myers, and you can always count on me.
Prime Appliance had hundreds of appliances on backorder due to factory shutdowns. Then in 1 week, 3 truckloads showed up unexpectedly. So we decided truckload sale with overstock prices like this. Premium quality, high-end counter-depth Fisher & Paykel refrigerators starting at just $13.99. Energy Star, 2-year warranty, ultra quiet with the latest Active Smart technology. Financing always available. Have our pros deliver and install or take it home today. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances.
We've been down this road long enough, but Tom Tiffany wants to keep us going in the wrong direction. Even during a pandemic, Tiffany supports taking away protections for pre-existing conditions, kicking millions off their health insurance, and forcing you to pay more. There's another way. Tricia Zunker. Zunker will put our families first with better health care and help for small businesses, workers, and farmers to get our economy moving again. Tricia Zunker for Congress.
I'm Tricia Zunker, and I approve this message.
What do you get when you add care from Essentia Health and coverage from UCare? Essentia Care, now available for a more affordable price. Essentia Care's Medicare Advantage plans have premiums that start at $0 per month in select counties. You'll be able to see your Essentia Health provider at our 15 hospitals and 71 clinics. Plus, Essentia Care plans allow you the freedom to see any provider who accepts Medicare. Compare and shop plans at ucare.org/EssentiaCare.
Well, it's been a big year for the Cherry football team. Over the summer, the team began to replace their football field, which should be done by next season. And this fall, they're off to a 3-0 start, which is the best they've started since 2009. A huge game up north tonight. Southridge and Cherry both undefeated. Winner takes the lead in the North Blue Conference. Very first drive of the game for Southridge, marching down the field. It's Aaron Bennett who's in for the touchdown, and Panthers get to the board first. Later in the first, Southridge gets the ball back, but but Cherry comes up with a big play, and after the turnover, Tigers take over with a short field. They don't let it go to waste as Bo Berry goes outside, dives in. Cherry ties it up, but Berry takes a big shot, but was able to stay in the game. Second quarter, they go right back to the well. Berry gets a nice block on the outside, and the Tigers take a 12-6 lead. But just before the half, Southridge responds in a big way. Connor Bushbaum is off to the races, 52 yards to the house. It's 12-12 at the half. The second half, though, is all Panthers. They win it 32-20, the final. Northwestern volleyball, they were in action tonight. A 3-0 loss to St. Croix Falls in the section semifinals. The Tigers finished the season 5-7 overall. And the NCAA has announced a new...
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Find flu booth dates and locations at essentiahealth.org.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
We've been through a lot this year, and it all feels so personal. Your health and your family's well-being, the businesses you built, your kids' education. So many of you have told me that you want us to move forward, get this virus under control, rebuild American manufacturing, support innovation and small businesses, make America work for all of us. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because we get it done when we work together.
They want to ban planes and cars, even cows. And who's extreme enough to help them do it? Radical liberal Quinn Nystrom. Their plan would abolish mining, kill manufacturing, cost trillions of dollars, and destroy thousands of jobs in Minnesota. Quinn Nystrom and her extreme allies will stop at nothing to enact their radical agenda. Stop Quinn Nystrom and stop them from destroying our way of life.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
Snow piles up quickly. Remove it just as quickly with Kubota subcompact and compact tractors. Our #1 selling tractors are built to take on winter with front and rear mount snow blowers, blades, and rotary sweepers. Get select Kubota subcompact or compact tractors for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months and save $1,100 plus no payments for 90 days. See your local Kubota dealer today.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
For the past 10 years, Healthy Systems USA has been helping people lose weight. Are you ready to be next? Save $200 off a 2-month program and get free shipping. It's our 10th anniversary sale. Save $200 and free shipping at Healthy Systems USA. Order now.
And from all of us at Live Local CBS3, have a safe and happy Halloween.
Well, that's going to do it for your CBS3 News at 10. Have a great rest of your night.